me just start today's episode by saying our free trial is over, and soon Snowflake's going to start charging me for any transactions that I do on this account. Um, I'm just waiting to figure out because I've actually never been on a paid one before. I've always just hopped between free trials. So we're going to find out. Maybe changes to AUD. I don't know if that's possible, but we're going to find out how much I'm going to get charged for with Snowflake, and maybe with time we'll figure out how the costing works with Snowflake. But welcome to today's episode, and as promised, we're going to be loading up these tables that we had previously created for the KM hospital. We had a table for doctors, and we also had a table for nurses. I think there's no data in any of them, but you can see all the columns that we had created last time. And if you don't remember us creating these tables, just go ahead and check out the link somewhere at the top of this video to see how we created these tables. So basically each table contains pretty much the same amount of data. So we've got date obtained, and when you're naming, and this is something I may have mentioned in the other video, but when you're doing your names for your columns, they have to be self-explanatory. So when I come back, I shouldn't have to figure out what date obtained means, because right now I don't remember. Well, I just remembered, but it should be so obvious. And what we mean was the date that they obtained the professional recognition by whatever body. We're probably gonna need to change this title so that it's more self-explanatory, but we're also collecting emails, names, phone numbers. What is this? Professional counsel status. Is our doctor or our nurse currently registered to be working as a medical professional? Qualification name that they have, their registration number with the professional body, what their specialty is. They could be a midwife if it's a nurse, or with doctors they could be a podiatrist, oncologist, any kind of specialties that they have, and what their title is. I don't know. I think this may have been sorted by alphabetical order, but it does not necessarily look like this in the actual table when you do a select star. So I think I've wasted enough time explaining what we did in the last video. What we're going to do now is load these tables with data. And I thought I could get someone to do a little website for me so I could demo how, like a hospital management system. Let's see what we get. A hospital management system, which is really like an ERP, an ERP, but for hospitals. ERP systems. Well, okay, maybe not. Yeah, which is really like an ERP system for a hospital. But I really wanted to start at the foundation of who the staff we have are. So this table might not necessarily be with the hospital. It might be with the professional body which governs all medical professionals in a particular country or town or city or whatever. Usually they're national. All right. So I couldn't get someone to do the website for me. So what I did do was I found, oopsie, I need to blur that out. I basically created my own little data sets. We can pretend that this data comes from someone was typing this in on some website, like they were registering to be a part of the professional body, and They filled in all their information, and it was verified by whoever does verification. Or, yeah, the data was collected through some website, okay? Some website or some form. This could be a Microsoft form. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a website. It just needs to collect the data, right? So these are all the doctors we have, 50, right? And then we also have some nurses. I hope I have 52. Oh, we've got more nurses. Yay. 150 nurses. Perfect. So we're going to load this data. We're going to load this data onto these two tables. Now, there's a big fat button in the top right that says load data. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Load data, right? There are other ways to load data, and maybe with more tables that we create, you can see multiple ways of loading data. It doesn't have to be the manual process that I'm making it right now, where you have to click on a button. This could be an automated process. You could have a beautiful data pipeline, which right at the beginning automatically gathers the data from whatever source. Again, whatever. It doesn't have to be fancy. Website, form. Gosh, the possibilities are infinite. Facebook, whatever, right? It collects the data and it uses some tool X to load the data onto, do you say data or data? Onto Snowflake, and you don't have to participate in the process of loading the data. What if I say browsy, browsy? All right. I am going to drag. Oh, I clicked on browse, so I'm just going to click on this one. What am I uploading to? This is the doctor's table. So this is important to make sure that you're loading onto the table doctors. Okay, open. All right, there it is. There's a whole lot going on here, right? It obviously double specifies the schema, the database where you're loading the data onto, and the schema where you're loading the data onto. And the table. So imagine if I had selected the wrong one, I could easily flip it and say nurses, but we do want the doctors. And we're going to click next, right? The file format, oh no, it's not CSV or TSV, but I'm going to take a shot because I think I've done this before. It's just a regular spreadsheet. That data set. I absolutely have a header, right? My skip first line. Field delimiter, comma, default. Because this is a spreadsheet, I'm not sure because it's definitely not comma. It's definitely not tab. It's not semicolon. It's not a space. It's not a vertical bar. I'm just going to leave it as the default, okay? And we'll hope for the best, but this should have been a CSV or TSV. And what it essentially means, CSV, I made the assumption that CSV is comma separated values and TSV is, you guessed it, tab separated values. Trim space, whether to remove leading and trailing white spaces from the fields. Yeah, we want that, right? So we're going to say true. This just cleans up our data. At least I think so. It trims up our data in that if I had written someone's name, if the person's name was table, and I accidentally added an extra space here, extra 2 spaces or 3 spaces, it's going to clean that up and just give us the word table, right? And if you're always not sure what you're doing, you can just put your little mouse or cursor on the little question mark. It explains what it is. And it, yeah, and if you still can't get it, you can just do a quick Google to see what it is, right? Field optionally enclosed by. We don't have any quotes on our data. It's just what it is, and we can have a look at it again if you guys want. It's just what it is, right? It's just what it is. I don't have quotes. I do have lots of wrong data as well. Like this is not a phone number. The phone numbers are different. And I have to just quickly say this. These are random names, random numbers. These do not relate to anyone specifically. I asked ChatGPT to generate all these names for me. Okay. I did none of this whatsoever. So if this happens to coincide with a specific doctor or please be reliably informed ChatGPT did this. Okay, I will not be held liable or responsible for any damages or losses. So then, of quotes, we'll leave it as none. Replace invalid characters. I think these are like weird characters. I don't want to do that. Or maybe let's do, because it might. What are invalid characters? Replace invalid UTF-8 characters with the Unicode replacement character. Now, I'm not sure what. I feel like I should know what UTF-8 characters are, but I don't. And what do? I look it up. So, this is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to say UTF-8 characters. There we go. Is a variable length character encoding standard used for electronic communication. That doesn't really help me. Oh, just invalid characters? UTF-8 represents ASCII invariant characters A to Z. These are regular characters and certain special characters such as. So which ones are invalid is what I would like to know. Invalid. Let's open Stack Overflow because we love Stack Overflow. Only necessary. I'm testing how some of my code handles bad data, and I need a few series of bytes that are invalid UTF-8. Can you post some, ideally, an explanation of why they are bad, where you get them from? In PHP. So look, there's some invalid characters. We don't want them, okay? And date format. Okay, I'm gonna specify a date format because I do care about date formats. This is how I want my date formats. Okay, time formats. We love 24-hour time formats. I really like this one. However, this is like, oh, this is a 12-hour format. 12-hour, 12-hour, right? And it does say internet RFC time for, oh, sorry. None. We are gonna pick just a standard. Should we take seconds too? I don't think it's necessary. We'll just take minutes and hours, 24-hour. Timestamp format. Again, I have a bias towards because we probably back. I'm gonna duplicate this tab so that we can have a look at the actual table. Our registration number is defined as you guessed it, a number. So now we have to make a decision on whether we really want to keep the reg text or we would like for it to auto increment, and I favor auto increment so much. So much. So what I'm gonna do, some fun Excel. I'm gonna do a control find and replace. We're gonna find reg. I want to see where it starts, right? Because it might actually just start here. And then replace the title too. I'm gonna do a replace all. And it did. 51 replacements, that's good. The 51st one would be the title. So I'm just gonna put that back, registration. All right, and just like that, we have cleaned our data. All right, save. Yes. Okay, alrighty. And then we're gonna re-import. We're gonna leave that as a number. And then I'm just gonna run this. I'm sure nothing changed, but let's play it safe. Now, funny thing is, now that something you want to be mindful of, no unnecessary runs, because this is going to add to your bill. I mean, I'm not saying allow for bad design to flow through because you're trying to be trying to cost save or minimize expenses. Just think before you do stuff. Alrighty, we're gonna close that. I want to say they're deleted because I don't like keeping worksheets. All right. Back, browse. It's gonna show you what's the date today. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, we're gonna breeze through this. It saved my preferences. I can't figure out why I can't scroll past this section. I actually wanna switch screens just now, so let me. All right, so I just switched screens so that we can see what was at the bottom here. What should happen if an error is encountered while loading a file? Don't load any data, default. Only load valid data from the file. On error, continue. On error, abort statement. I'm going to say on error, abort statement because I want to make sure, but you are absolutely free to choose whatever works for you. So I'm going to click load. No. Okay, so if it isn't the consequences of our own actions, user character length limit 20 exceeded by string da 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 da. So as I was putting the data for the phone numbers, again, I was really trying to put not entirely dirty data, but to have a system which will, so that we can get the opportunity to clean our data, essentially. So I put phone number multiplied by 4,599, and this is causing us issues. So we can do one of two things. We can either go and clean up this data, right, before loading it here, which is ideal because you don't want to waste credits, i.e. what you pay Snowflake. You don't want to waste credits on cleaning up. You don't want to waste credits on cleaning up. So this is definitely the option, I think, is to remove that multiplied by versus trying to increase the limit so that we can see how dirty data behaves. Okay, so I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to bring this up on the screen already. And we are going to, now unfortunately I can quickly add I can do a column here. Again, some fun Excel data cleanup. We are going to count the character lengths of these values. And if anything exceeds 20, we are going to make changes to it. We're going to trim some values. So that's 3 parts. We're going to do a character length, that's 1. We are going to perform some logic if character length is 20. And then the third thing, then, well, it's still logic, isn't it? If character length is 20, then do something. The something is a third thing, which is a trim. That's 3 things: character length count, logic statement in the form of if, and a trim, right? So we are going to do that. I'm going to start with a character length so that we can build it up nicely. We can build up the formula. And as with all Excel formulas, you're going to begin your statement with an equals. And for getting the character length of your column on spreadsheet, you always just do my bad, len, which is length, returns the length of a string, right? And we're getting the length of, oh no, what happened? Sorry, I should have opened the bracket first and then say G2, and then we're gonna close that, right? And we're gonna click on enter. That's 13 characters. Excellent. And to apply this formula to the rest of the cells, we are just gonna drag this down. If you're thinking, hey, if I wanted to study Excel, I would have gone on another channel, okay? Yeah, you should have. Okay, so we've got a few that are either 20 or, well, I think we said maximum is 20. So it's like a 21, 22, a couple of them, right? So we've done the character length. Now we're going to do a logic statement to say if the character length is greater than 20, then do something. All right. All right. So we figured out how to do a length. Now we're going to say if, oh no, oh no, this went away. And I just realized my microphone needs to come further back. All right. We're doing it right here. So I'm gonna type if, right? If, open bracket, if logical test, comma, the value if true, comma, and the value if false. If the length of G2 is greater, that's the logic, than 20, comma, what I'd like to happen is for you to retain the left items, the left characters up to value 20, right? So we're gonna say left, all right, which is another formula, left of which text? The text here is G2. If keep left of this text, number of characters I want to keep is 20. I'm just gonna close for the subfunction left, as this is what should happen if it's greater than 20. Then only get the first 20 characters. And if it's false, i.e. it's less than 20, or it's actually 20 characters, then just keep it as is. So that's G2. And that's the end of our if statement. So do I have enough brackets? This one's for that one. I think I do have enough brackets. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, perfect. Let's clean that up. Okay, so this was fine as was. So what I'm going to do is just drag this down so it applies to all the cells, right? And then I'm going to copy this. Copy. I'm going to put this there and I'm going to paste it as values because otherwise my formula is going to disappear because I've gotten rid of G2. Paste as values. Did that work? Well, we still have dirty data, you know. Anyway, you can see that over here. It's not a formula. It's just values. And I think I'll leave some of the dirty data because I want for it to serve a purpose at some point. Because sometimes dirty data does filter through all your checks and balances, and I'd like to see what we can do with it later on. So let's just get rid of this, delete, and then we're gonna save this once more. Big fat yes, load. Oh Lord, Jesus Christ. Error on line 2, professional counsel status. Active is not recognized. Oh, I made it a bool. Because I just want to be able to, I feel like it should either be active or not active. This pending situation. Who wants to be assisted by a doctor who has a pending status? Who has a pending status on there? Nah, we shouldn't have pending. It should either be 1 or 0. So we're going to save this. Yes. And then we are going to go back. I feel like we're going to pay for this, guys. We're going to pay for this, literally. Doctors. Open and next. Oh, finally. 50 rows were successfully inserted into the table. You see, this is why you want to automate this. But if you automate it, you want to have you want to be able to catch whatever you build has to be able to catch these things so that you don't have a bunch of failed things and you have to go in and do them manually, right? Do we want to query the data? Yes, we do. Okay, select star from doctors, limit 10. All right, this is gonna get a list of 10 doctors for us. Yay, 10 doctors. Dr. Timothy Sabrina Gibson, pediatrics, and that's their phone number. I have no idea what dialing code this is. Is this a dialing code? Probably not. ChatGPT did this for us, so we probably just got like American numbers. I did ask ChatGPT for incorrect values for some fields, so please don't email these people. We don't know them. We do not know them, okay? This was just a random list. Yeah. What if we want to see 10 doctors, which have a positive professional counsel or an active professional counsel status, right? I'm going to copy this here because I'm so amazing. From doctors where professional equals 1. And let's just limit that to 10 as well. Et voila, done. And it's not, I mean, this is a pretty basic query. This is as basic as it gets. And it ran in 104. Is it milliseconds? Not micro. I said micro once and I beat myself up about it for a minute or two. Don't do that to yourself. So that's the doctors done. Now that we know the drama that we had with the doctors, we can be a little bit more mindful about the nurses we're about to load. Check those character lengths, check those dates, check that the data type of our registration number is in fact a number. I think you can hear the birds tweeting, unless if like I clean this audio. Alrighty, so same deal with the Same deal with the nurses. Oh, this is still doctors. My bad. See, I switched between doctors and nurses, and the only thing that changed was the name. That's just how identical these tables are. All right. And now when you go to the doctors, if you look at columns, you will see, I mean, data preview, you will see a snapshot of all that data. Copy history. There's only one when we're loading the data, which is fine. Now let's do our nurses. Open nurses dataset. I'm just going to close the doctors one. And I'm using WPS. I really like WPS over, you know what? Oh no, I'm not showing my personal things. I do like WPS over, you know what? I just like it. I like that I can tab my sheets and not have like 1,001 sheets opened down here. Not have 1,001 sheets open down at the bottom somewhere. Okay. Somewhere. Okay. So here are our nurses. I'm just close that tab because I don't think I need it anymore. Oh, RN for registered nurse. This is pretty sophisticated of me. Okay, Control F. Find and replace RN. I could actually do a trim because RN will remove any other RN that exists. Let's first find how many RNs there are. If we get 50, then we know it's good. Find all. Please check. Why is it saying that? Options? Oh no, not match entire cell. Okay. Find all. What do they? Oh yeah, I do have not 50, but I have 151 and it found 158. So you see, that has an RN in it by Ed Hernandez. And because these, let me show you how much these emails don't matter to me is that let's pick a surname. Mouse. Not surname, but domain name. kconley@mouse.com. I wouldn't trust this doctor. All right, find all again. Okay, I can't keep doing that for 6, but it's just 6 more. The sophisticated way is just to do a right trim on this. I think that's the sophisticated way. Yeah, let's just do a right trim on this one. So you know what? Yeah, let's just do it this way because I don't feel like hunting for RN. Even if I'm using the control find, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth our time. So we're gonna do a right A1. I've also decided not to teach how to work with spreadsheets because you could probably watch what's her channel? You could probably watch you could probably watch oh my gosh, why do I keep doing that? You could probably watch I think her name is Lena. Excel Plus. I know I'm not spelling it right. Excel Plus on YouTube. She's fantastic. She is fantastic if you need some Excel tips. This doesn't constitute a copyright. I hope I'm quite literally promoting somebody else. Okay, Excel Plus. She is amazing. Amazing. I tell you, Layla's account and Excel. There we go. There we go. There we go. Power BI we love Power BI in this corner, okay? But we are here for Excel. She has amazing playlists on everything you need to know. She even does a bit of Power Automate. I think this is kind of new for her, possibly not new for her, new on her channel, new maybe like last, I don't know, couple of years. I haven't been here in a while, okay? But she does beautiful Excel. She's amazing. Strongly recommend. Okay, from chaos to clarity. All right, thank you, Layla. So we are going to say whatever is on the right, we would like off which column? Not A1, but A2. Always make this mistake. A2, length of A2, close that, right? And then -2. This should trim out. Voila. It's trimmed out the RN, okay? Because we are not in this here corner gonna hunt for RNs. I think there's also a really fast way of dragging. I saw it on TikTok some time back. Okay, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna go to Dr. Mouse. Okay, I'm discriminating. We will go to Dr. Mouse. We love Dr. Mouse. All right, and then I'm just gonna copy. I actually cut all these values and then paste them here as values because, no. Okay, so we're not gonna cut. We are actually just gonna, copy all of this and paste as values, because if you don't, you, my dear friend, convert to number, you will see flames. You see, these are the flames you would see. It's instantly changed, okay? You will see flames because the formula then gets redirected and it changes. So always just paste as values. I think there's a faster way of doing this. Delete. And we're going to save that. Yes. What was our other issue was character lengths. Except I think we got rid of that formula. But we can always just do it again. I think I can just copy and paste it. Except it's not A, it is G2. G2. If it was G6, this would be really funny. G2 and G2. Alrighty. Phone number extracted. I think if you double click, or you press shift and double click, there's a really neat way of doing this. There's a really neat shortcut. I don't know what it is. Nah, let's just do it the old school way. There we go. What's BSN? Are these qualifications? Masters? I have no idea what these MSN, DNP. I mean, I don't like this kind of data because so many questions. If you get a consultant and these things aren't explained in some document, it's gonna be like, what is DNP? What is it? You know, again, these names are not real, guys. Please don't even try, don't even email, don't do none of that. I hope this doesn't turn as a lawsuit for ChatGPT because it actually revealed some real stuff. I don't know if these are real. Okay. I should have probably gotten my data from, there's a Google thing. There's a Google thing. That's really good. Let's copy that and replace these phone numbers. paste as values, and then we're gonna delete these guys. Okay, we're gonna delete that, and we're gonna just save that quickly. I think these are the only changes we had made earlier on the other one. I don't know why people do things like this. Okay, you ask them for a phone number and they give you this and they go slash. Yeah, please don't do that. Just give your number. All right, cool. Save. Yes. And minimize. Thank you, Snowflake community. I don't need this worksheet. We don't need this. Really like working with as few tabs as possible. Keeps my mind clear. We're gonna load some data. Yep. Browse nurses, and we are gonna say next. There is a header, skip first line. I'll leave that. I'll make this true. No. Replace invalid characters, sure. Date format. I really like this date format. Time format. Let's see if it is auto. Oh no, but auto is always very. Let's do this one. Timestamp format. Let's leave it as auto, okay. Let's click on show SQL. So this shows how this would work if we were hide SQL. Okay, we're gonna load this data. Oh my lord, lordy data. I thought we fixed this. What happened, guys? I thought we fixed this. I'm gonna do a series of undos. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let me make this 19. I don't understand what's going on, honestly. So let me say keep the left 18 characters, okay? And nothing changed. Okay. Looks like it was just a small error, guys. We missed the last. We had missed the last value, so no need to fret. Let us do this. Open. Next. Load. Oh yeah, damn, we forgot that. Back. We forgot the pending and the actives. Let's do a Control F on that. Inactive, replace with 0. Maybe all these pending ones suddenly became active because they went and paid their annual registration and annual membership. So we're going to replace that with 1 this time. Replace all. 46. That's quite a number. Close. I want to save this. Yes, I don't know why I keep getting this error, but we still love WPS. Okay. Back. Nurse dataset. Open. Next. Load. Yes, 150 rows were successful. I want to pursue Korean ASMR. So we could do like Snowflake ASMR. Maybe I could do like a troll playlist on like IT tech ASMR stuff. On 150 rows were successfully inserted into the table, and we're not going to query this. Okay, we love it. We're done. I think this session's done. I mean, we can doubly check. You know what? Let's query the table. Let's query 100 rows updated just now. 100 rows. Oh, it was 150. Or is this what we're seeing? It's probably just what we're seeing. Well, let's find out. Let's find out. Okay. Let's select count star from, and if you want to be fancy, medical staff. Well, not fancy. Sometimes if you're just feeling a little too lazy to type out the name, the fully qualified name of the nurse's table, you can just say, especially if sometimes, see, I haven't specified. You see, I'm in the wrong. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm in the right one. It's fine. Sometimes if you're in the wrong one, say DBT tutorial, you want to fully qualify your name, place name in editor, database, schema, table. Okay, otherwise it wouldn't work. 150 rows. Okay. If I hadn't specified and said nurses and all that, it would have just been like error because there's no such table in the schema. Error 404, nurses, object nurses does not exist or is not authorized. You're smarter than that, Snowflake. You know it doesn't exist. But if I just do it like this, KM hospital, medical staff, select count. This is the number of nurses that we've got. 150. All right, fantastic. I think this is going to be all for today's sesh. I want to do like an extremely basic, call it a pipeline, if you will, of how data moves from point of capture. And you know what? Heck, I'll do a Microsoft form or some other form that we can get data from. Maybe we can design an automated flow of data in the next video. Let's finish this. No, let's finish this process first. We collected the data, we created the databases, we created the schemas, we created the tables, and now we have put data into those tables that we created, into those databases that we've created. Now, what are we going to do with that data? Is it just going to sit there and, do nothing? No, there's so much we can do with this data, and that's the idea of computerizing your systems and digitizing your systems is we can report on all the registered nurses that we've got at KM Hospital and say how many of them have active professional body memberships. Um, yeah, yeah. We can provide accurate reporting, which is auditable, which is traceable. We can trace where the data is coming from, when it was changed, and maybe I should have included columns like that. I don't think I did. Um, one which says when was this data last changed? When was it last updated? I think Snowflake might keep. Now we'll create one. We'll create an extra column in the next video, an extra column to say when was this data last changed? Who changed it? And this is fantastic for any organization that wants to be able to audit the activities, and we can report on this to the higher ups, your managers and whoever directors who want to know what's going on in the hospital. Why did we have doctors that are not registered with um Australia? I don't know if it exists in Australia, Health Professionals Council or Botswana Health Professionals Council. Was it professional? Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Or any other health professional council in the world, because they're everywhere. Why do we have doctors that are not registered? You know, things can be accounted for. Who's responsible for updating this? Why is it not updated? And we can use Power BI. I'm tempted to want to use Tableau because I haven't worked with Tableau before. And this would be a nice opportunity for me. But we will use Power BI and do a little report. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching and right to the end and for bearing with my, I don't know, my little ASMR quirks. I hope to see you on the next video, and I really hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you have any helpful commentary or what we could do next, or all the possibilities that exist with hospital data or whatever.